Good morning, welcome back. So 20 past 8, you saw at the beginning of the video with time lapse just as arriving at the shop and loading up the pallets. I did have a little bit of trouble with one, hopefully you didn't get too much room spin from that. For some reason these, oh they are strapping now, they weren't strapping. I have restarted the game and they seem to have strapped this time. So we'll have to watch that. We may have to change trailers at some point, but they have strapped now. I'm not going to take this bit of lime. It is annoying, but I don't think you can get rid of it. We don't need it. Now the truck, I like. I'm not sure about the steering. You probably saw in the video. It was a little bit all over the shop. It's quite sensitive, and if you move the analog controller just a little bit, you do actually get quite a lot of movement, which can be a little bit annoying. But we should get used to it. I could always turn the sensitivity down for driving the truck. Oh, you can sell it. Oh, you can't. No, that's a shame. You look like you could. For nearly as much as we paid for it as well. So, what we'll do then is... we'll just hide it. There, it'll be fine there. I'm stuck. So we'll park this back up. We'll take the fertilising the seed over. Today's job is to start drilling. Now I haven't actually ploughed field 2 yet, even though I said I was going to. I haven't got around to doing it just yet, but I will do it before the next episode. We'll just drill the one field today anyway. So we'll take these, hopefully nothing moves. I've also put the weight on a pallet. This is the new NMC pallet mod. So I've strapped the weight to the pallet so we could lift it up onto the low loader. And it's a strappable weight as well, so you can see the whole thing's strapped. And it looks a little bit messy, but it'll definitely be secure. So hopefully everything's going to stay on. So we'll set off back to the farm. Oh, it's quite good that it's actually showing in the bottom corner how much of each thing we've got. That's pretty good. Although that's not right for the seeds because we do have 4 pallets, so it should be the same as the fertiliser. But anyway, it's a nice idea. It's very twitchy, the steering, unfortunately. In fact, let's just... what I want to do anyway is turn the volume down anyway. Because it seemed a little bit loud on the last video. Especially, I know that Fiat tractor was loud. 50's as low as I can go. Okay. I know the Fiat was loud anyway. But it was the whole thing was a little bit too loud. So I'll turn it down, see how it goes. It's quite hard to get the balance right because obviously I'm playing on mute. It's hard to hear what it's actually like. You see, it struggles to sort of make small adjustments without being very, very delicate at speed. That could be quite hard. If we could just turn the sensitivity down one more level, I think it'd work perfect. Everything's staying on though, so that's fine. We can drive a little bit erratically. Now, this is going to be perfect to carry the wool pallets or the fertiliser that we've got on now. It'd be good for the bales as well in the field, and we'll get a tipper, a big trailer to transport the grain come sale time. Now I won't use that for the field because you wouldn't tend to use a truck and trailer in a field, tend to use a tractor with a tipper. So I'll continue to do that. So we will buy probably a sort of a 25,000 litre or a 30,000 litre tipper just for field work. And then depending on how much grain we get, we'll then buy the big tipper as well if we need it. I mean, if we only get sort of 50,000 or 2 trailers worth 60,000 litres of grain, there's no point buying the trailer, we can just make 2 trips. But if it's a lot, of course we will. It's going to be much faster with a truck. It'd be good for when if we can afford some more fields in the future as well. I don't really know what fields around us are arable. Apart from you got 15 and 16, but they have this 15 is big anyway. gone past it now. 16 wouldn't be a bad size. It's a little bit further away though. 24, that'd be quite a good one. Nice, quite an interesting shape. So there's options. We could always take a loan out as well to buy it. Right. So I think the first thing to do is definitely get the weight off, so we can put that on the John Deere, and we can stop. There we go. So it is. It's carried everything perfectly. Nothing's moved, so I'm happy with that. It must have just been a little glitch. Needed to reboot the game for the straps to work, and I did actually try push it as well with the tines, and it did. The pallets did move. So I knew they weren't secure. There is some sort of locking script on the trailer, definitely, because there's a bit of resistance, but not as good as straps. So let's get our matching weight, which will give us the full setup, which will look interesting. I'm not sure if nice is the correct word. We'll see. Now this will make it a bit top heavy, front heavy. Yeah, I thought so. But it just needs to get it down. And once it's down, it doesn't like being on that pallet though. Hopefully, if there are any kinks, the author of the mod will iron them out. It does seem to be struggling to let go of its bind there somehow. Let's try it with no straps on, but I'm just a bit worried that it's just going to fall straight over. Once it goes at an angle as well, it's going to be quite difficult to pick it up. I don't know if it's just going to go right through it. We've no chance, I don't think, lifting that. The only thing I can think to do is, if it's too high, if I'd have put it on the lower section, we probably could have just reversed straight up to it. That was a bad mistake. See, the forklift lifted it without even a problem. I thought this tractor would be meaty enough. It does feel like it's locked to the script. I am going to reset it. We know for next time that doesn't work well. I don't really like to reset stuff, but I can't really see a way around that. Whether we can actually click it though. There we go. Reset that. And then let's just take the pallet off completely. Handy pallet though. I'm not sure if that was the pallet or the weight that didn't like on that low loader, but it went on absolutely perfectly. As you probably, I don't know if I videoed, I think I ended the time lapse before I put that on, but it did go on very well. So let's go pick it up from the reset point. A lot of space down here that we're not going to make use of, unfortunately, because we're not going to use the cows, but it may be in the future. If it's back up to this. There we go. So it looks a good size for it. Should help it stay level now. Can't see it needing any extra weight. We'll see when the Hestons start getting produced. I have downloaded a Heston baler from ModHub. I've also downloaded another one that we don't think we're going to be able to use because it requires a lot of horsepower. The variable high density one. So you can see it requires 350 horsepower. I'm not sure why. I think you can change the density on the bales, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. I've not used it. It's very expensive, and it's very big horsepower requirement. So this is the one we're going to use. This is the Heston 6,000 litre bales, and it will do. Requires 190 horsepower, so we might have to use a T7 to pull it. We can even get a New Holland branded one as well, which is pretty good. Or a Fent one, or Massey. Probably go for New Holland. We've not got any Fent or Massey tractors on this one. although I do like them. So we probably need to put 3 of these of each ones away. Probably bought a little bit too many. I'm just going to put them in here. I've probably bought a little bit too many, but we will be using it again. We'll be using it in autumn to drill the oilseed rape. I might do 2 fields in autumn and hopefully buy another field for next year, depending on how much we make. There's also the option to expand the sheep. Now they will, I think, start breeding. I don't think there's gender specific sheep on FS. There is with the chickens and the cows, but the cows are also artificially inseminated. I think the gender's just for the meat versus the milk. I don't think you need sort of both genders to breed cows or sheep or pigs. I've got no experience with. I did want to do some pigs on this farm, but it's over at the other farm on this Let's Play, sorry. But it's over at Oak Glen, which we probably could have started at, but I really wanted to come back to the original yard, see the changes. It looks good. Really impressed with the map so far. I'm going to say I wasn't able to make one straight away due to the field issues we were having. I didn't think it looked so good. That everything was sort of textured as manure when we were fertilising, which did look a little bit unrealistic, and it made it quite hard to actually sort the stages out, because I wasn't sure even when you were spraying herbicide, it was showing as manure, so it wasn't like when you fertilised to the next stage. So it was causing quite a lot of issues. Now we need a combine as well. I'm not sure if a combine will fit on that low loader or not. I think we're going to have issues with the width. It'd be nice, but there was for 17 one with extension flaps on that you could open, and it would then fit the combine on. I don't know if it's come to 19, I'll have to have a look. We will try this trailer, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be too narrow, because we're going to need a fairly big combine, the big fields, and we don't want to spend all day, you know, with a 4-metre header. We probably want something about 9, perhaps a little bit more, perhaps a little bit less. I don't think we want to go much less than 9. We'll have a look. Money is going to become an issue if we're not careful. It looks like we've got a lot, but we've still got the sprayer to buy, baler to buy, mowers to buy. There's a lot to buy. I'm trying to hold off spending it all at once, just in case we can save elsewhere, or if we can perhaps wait till some more wool's ready, sell some wool. We've no grain to sell, unfortunately, but we definitely need to watch the money for now, just until everything's bought, until the expensive things are bought. I mean, we could buy the combine now or very soon, because unlike 17, there's no timer on the servicing now. It all goes on machine hours, so it could sit there and not cost us a penny for the most of the year. Oh, that was sketchy, and I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, we could sit and we'll use that one to fill the sand seeder. I'm not sure if I'll be able to turn it back up right. Yeah, so we could get one, and it wouldn't cost us anything to run it, to leave it parked here. I'll do it again. Let's pull this out of the way. I think that would be the easiest method, and it's still unblocking script for that side. So if we can try push it off, that'd be good. There we go. I'm not sure actually where we're going to be putting this trailer yet. It's quite big. Probably around the back. I don't know if it'll... Oh, we could just go in the corner of that shed over there. It's not something I can see us using on a daily basis, apart from picking things up from the shop. bales and wool. But even the wool may go on a smaller trailer yet, I haven't decided. And the actual truck itself, we'll just leave here for now, and I'll decide where we're going to park things. I've not 100%, we've not really had an organised, we've not got enough equipment yet to worry about organising the farm, and it's so much space here, I don't think we'll ever have to worry about being tidy. The tight yards I do really enjoy playing on, you know, being organised and making sure everything's in the right places. But on this map, right. Okay. So I'm not sure what happened there. I don't feel like I clipped it, but I must have done. I'm a bit finicky from the mechanics on the loaders. I'm balancing there. I find it better with telehandlers, but we definitely haven't got the budget for that at the moment. So put that seed there, and we'll leave that last one because I'm going to fill the seed drill up in a second. To be fair, we're going to need the fertiliser as well, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. This is not going to come off. Get over there. Right, we've had enough fun now fighting the pallets. So, we need the T7 to drill. Unfortunately, this is not going to do it. That's still up there with the plough. We can use this to do the ploughing, which we can do. What I thought about doing is we will set headlands off for the seed drill, then set the worker going after we've done the headlands, and then the worker can take over while we do the headlands for the ploughing, and I'll put that on a worker, and then we'll go back to the seed drilling, and that way we'll get two things done at once. I think that's the best method. So if we're going to use this ploughing, we need to take the forks at least off. I don't think we need to take the full front loader off. If we just put the forks here, and we don't need the rear weight either, but we need to disengage that afterwards. So if we drop that and then just spin round, we could probably put the rear weight. We can't put the rear weight in the front, no 3-point linkage. We'll put the weight down there, just lower it so we don't scratch it. And yeah, I think the front loader, it's not really obstructing our view. What we could do is tow the seed drill up with the John Deere. I'm sure it'll tow up the hill, and then we'll swap them over because the T7's still up there. I've still not brought it down, which is not great. Let's hope it's still there. Now I'm not sure about the capacity for this either. I need to watch that wool. If you knock it off course, it sometimes won't carry on filling that pallet. So if you knock like a pallet with 10% wool in out of the sink, you end up having to deal with that pallet you can't actually fill it any further. I know this is not the most realistic way of doing it. We should really lift it up with the forks, but I just want to get on with it now. I feel like we're not going to get much done today otherwise. It will probably go into tomorrow's episode anyway, which is fine. I'm not rushing. I think we do need to fill the seed up, because anything we don't use in the first field we will just use in the second. There we go, and then let's just back into the fertiliser and then it's done, and we'll forget that it ever happened. It's a big drill. Usually it uses the fertiliser a lot slower than the seed, which is good because you can hold less of it as well. So hopefully that's still true. And yep, it is heavy, it's not accelerating quite as quick, but we've not got far to go. It is a hill, but I'm sure the John Deere will manage it. Are we going to go below 10? definitely, and we're gonna make it. I'm sure we are. So there it is, freshly ploughed, ready for the drilling. So we'll unfold it, and then we can disengage and we'll swap over jobs. I'm sure the John Deere's got more than enough power to plough. Lovely. So we'll just park this here while I go and fetch a T7. Yeah, the John Deere will be fine with the plough. It requires 180 horsepower, I think, that subsoiler, which button are we pressing, and that's 196, so it'll be fine. And it's fairly flat, I think, one. Yeah, field one's at the top of the hill, so it's not too bad. It's not got the slope of this one, anyway. But anyway, I'm going to swap over and I'll see you when we've joined back onto the seed drill. Right, so we're back. So what I've done is off screen is just set everything up. I've put the John Deere over there, ready in the field with the plough on, or the subsoiler on, and we're ready here with the Pronto. We're going to do towards, I know we're getting quite far into the video now, should be on about 20 to 25 minutes. So we're just going to do one lap, just do the first headlands with this, just to get it set off. So if we start with the wheat, because that's what we're doing in this field, we have firmly decided that now. In fact, what we'll do is, I'll just pause here. What we'll do is let's set the crop rotation up. Right, so rotation plan A will be, we'll do it as field 1 as A, because it just makes sense obviously to have 1 as A, 2 as B. So we're going to put oat in field 1 first, which is a cereal crop, which means in field 1 ideally we'll go with sunflowers, because I did just say I wanted to try that. We can do that quite happily. In fact, can we do sunflowers in field 1 now? We haven't got the equipment. No, we'll do it next year. So oat, sunflowers, and then it'll be back to oat, which we probably won't end up doing, but we'll just leave it like that. And then B, we're putting in wheat, and then later this year we'll put in oilseed rape, back to wheat, back to oilseed rape. So that works well, so at least then it gives us an idea of what's going on. So this one now we're putting in wheat. It's the biggest field, it's going to give us a lot of straw bales. Now another thing I am aware of is the bale limit on console. I think it's 200, so we've got to be careful how many we're producing before we're selling. I have had it happen on Oakfield already, on the private game that I play. There's me reaching the bale capacity limit, but that was after storing all the bales for the cows. I think I had about 40 silage, 40 hay. I hadn't got to straw, but then I mowed field 5 and baled all that, and that produced about 140 bales. It was huge. All picked up by hand as well. Well, I used the 4 stack to put them into clusters of 3, and then used the lizard claw on the telehandler to pick up the 3 at a time. It worked really well. Probably something we'll repeat on this, but perhaps we can't use the 4 stack with the Hestons, so it's a bit of what's worth it for us. Obviously we'll get less bales, which is good with the Hestons, because it means it won't up the bale count as much, but it means we will have to pick them up individually. We'll also get less of them, so it'll be less to pick up. So it's sort of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other with that. It's going to struggle here. It is over the horsepower threshold, but not by loads, and you can tell. I mean, it'll manage it. I mean, we're doing 5, but we are going up the steepest point. I think this is the steepest point, because we are going to go up, and now the worker's the one that's going to have to deal with this, because once we've done probably 2 headlands, tomorrow's episode I'll flick it on a worker while we do the headlands on the field 1, sorry, and then they can do the middle of that, and then we'll probably go do some tidying up. We've got the sheep to deal with. Luckily we'll only be day 3 tomorrow. We're not going to skip a day because I want to get this wheat in the ground, because we need to get a fertiliser sprayer, get some herbicide onto it straight away, probably tomorrow in game, not tomorrow's episode, maybe tomorrow's episode, but definitely tomorrow in game day we will be applying herbicide. I want to do it before it fertilises, it grows, sorry, to the first stage, so we can dry fertilise on the first stage and then liquid fertilise on the second stage. That'll give us all 3 fertilisation, and also it will be no weeds, so it should be a perfect yield. As long as we don't have any droughts or flooding or anything this year, which can happen in seasons. You can have a lot of rainfall which damages crops, or not enough rainfall, but hopefully, all being well, this will be a good season. It's in Oxfordshire, so tends to be quite good weather in Oxfordshire anyway. We're a bit further down. I'm from Yorkshire, where it's very, very temperamental what the weather's going to be like. It could be, you know, sort of 25 down south, and it still be sort of 10 degrees up in Yorkshire. Although it has been averaging about 25 for the past 2 weeks, which has been amazing. Nice, because I'm not able to go abroad. I'm sure a lot of people are. It's not just me. But it's nice to have sort of a little bit of sun, just to take the edge off the not being able to go away on holiday this year, which is not really important. I understand that there's a lot more things going on, but who doesn't like a bit of sun, sea and mojitos? So that's the first pass done. That went fairly quickly. It's only that back bit of the field it struggles, so we'll go around once more, and that's 2 headlands then. I know you're not supposed to do it with the seed drill, we've been over this, but it works. I have missed a bit there with ploughing. You can see the lime. I don't know if I can pick up with the seed drill whether it'll just overtake that and tidy it up. Oh, it has done. Lovely. So it won't be technically ploughed, that bit, but at least it won't be showing white all the time. So if we can just get around this little tree, and we'll go around again. So yeah, we probably shouldn't be driving all over it and this lovely seed bed we've just made, but it's a game, and there's no way I'd be able to leave a small enough gap to just make one headland to do at the end. And of course, when we put it on the worker, they won't do that. So I think it's better for everybody just to do the headlands. The workers don't get confused or get stuck in the trees then. Got plenty of room to turn around. They may miss bits because it's not obviously a perfectly square field and they only work in straight lines. So you can see where the lines of the plough are. That's the straight lines of the map, not of the field. So the field could be going at an angle, the lines could be going straight, but it looks like the lines are not straight with the field, but the lines are straight with the map. So you've got to be quite careful with that. I noticed that in field 1. Field 1, the angle it's at, it's almost like a diamond to the diamond shape to the line, so it's almost off centre, which can be a little bit annoying for workers. But if we do 2 headlands, it shouldn't be a problem. Another reason why a PC would be better, we could have the cosplay set up now, or even just helper extension, is it called, or advanced AI, whatever they call it. But cosplay I think seems really, really good. You set your own course, and then once you've set the first course, it does everything else for you. So that'll be interesting. So onto the hard bit again, putting the T7 under a bit of load. We'll beep the air horns so people know we're coming, because we are coming at some pace. I want them to get out of the way in time. Yeah, it's a nice width, this seed drill. I think it's just about right for this farm. We probably could have got away with one the next size up, but then we would have had to change all the tractors. One the next size down may have been a bit small. We probably would have been here for some time. I think this is a good compromise. Now, I have used this quite a lot. I mean, this is the seed drill from 17. It is a really good one, but I would have liked to use something a bit different. Unfortunately, they're just not there. The focus on mods doesn't seem to be on them. There are a few, but we seem to get a lot of slurry spreaders and a lot of, which I don't do because I'm not very well experienced with slurry spreading, so I've not really done it in this game. So they're a bit useless to me. It's something I want to try get into, but we've just never had enough cows to warrant buying one because it uses a hell of a lot. So you do have to have either a fair few cows or provide quite a lot to the BGA, because then you can use their digestate. And as long as the BGA is not too far away, because it does unload very quickly, so you will be filling up a lot. But yeah, if you start feeding the BGA with a lot of silage bales or loose silage, they will then start producing digestate, which you can use free of charge, which is quite good. So that'll be something we could look into, because we are going to be doing silage bales, I should imagine. The problem with seasons is we can't just make hay because you can't predict the weather, and obviously you need at least usually 24 hours for it to dry. Sometimes it's quicker if it's really hot and windy. Sometimes it's longer if it's a bit chilly, or if it's a bit too early in the season or a bit too late. But the general rule of thumb seems to be about a day. So you cut it the first day in the morning, and by the next morning or the next sort of lunchtime it's ready to bale, or at least to windrow. So we can't really risk doing that on every cut, because we could not have sort of 2 or 3 days in a row where it's sunny, so we might not have the opportunity to make hay every time. Whereas silage can be cut wet, baled and wrapped wet, so it's easy. It can all be done in the same day. Right, so that's our 2 headlands done. So 2 headlands is actually quite a large area with this drill. It's certainly enough room for the worker to turn around. So what I'll do is, at the beginning of the next episode, we'll sort of go probably to the middle of the field and just, I'll press B, which is the button to start the worker off, and we'll see which way he goes, or she goes. Whichever way they go, then we can sort of adapt around it, and we might have to play about resetting it up, but it won't be a problem. They'll certainly get it done quickly. The unload rate of the seed and fertiliser is it's used 30% on 2 passes, so 15% per pass of the field, so we should have enough. Obviously we've done the widest area because we've gone to the widest edges. Obviously now it's a smaller area. You can see on the map, it looks like nothing actually when we look on the map. It's a huge area still to do, so we probably will need to refill. But you can see that looks a little bit easier to see where's planted and where's still on the ploughed texture. Nothing's left to do, you can see. There's no line required apart from the edges, which I can't do. No ploughing again, apart from a couple of bits at the edges which aren't visible. It's just field 1 now that we need to focus on. I have started, I don't know if you can see, I have started making a dip into it, but we'll do a couple of passes around that as well tomorrow, just to start us off. We won't spend all day doing it, because I know that that'll be 2 episodes then of groundwork quite early on into the series, so we'll probably spend a little bit of time with the sheep, perhaps go to the shop and get a fertiliser spreader. I'll have a quick look on Mod Hub though before tomorrow's episode, see if there's anything new. It is the weekend though. I'm actually recording this on Sunday for tomorrow. I'm a bit behind. I'm playing catch up a little bit. This is actually tomorrow's video, then I'm recording it on Sunday. I want to try get another video done today so I can be a day or so ahead, because it's a little bit tight with timing. And if I get anything like an internet issue or YouTube plays up and won't upload, I'll be behind completely. So I'll look on Mod Hub, but there won't be obviously anything new from yesterday because it's the weekend. So we'll have to wait for tomorrow, or it'll be Tuesday's episode for us to see anything new. But what we could do is just have a quick, I know that they had an update recently. It'll probably be this what we're buying. It's a lot, I know, but it's probably more necessary for our farm to have something of this size than that one. I don't know why that one's so much when it's the same width as that. suppose it holds more, but we don't really need 6,000 litres capacity. I think 4,300 is plenty. It's expensive, 84,000, but it's necessary, so we will be buying it. You can sort of change, we can have a play about with the colours tomorrow. I know you can pretty much put it whatever you want. I don't know why anyone would want brown, but you can have it at different colours if you want. If you want to go for the John Deere yellow, you can. So we'll have a play around. It's Kuhn branded at the back though. No matter what you do and what you change, you can't get rid of the branding. So if you put it, for example, as JCB, or I'm not going to try to say that name, Fortschritt. Very nice tractors actually, the Fortschritts. I used one of those on the Sandy FS19, and I must have put 70-80 hours on it. It was a lovely little tractor. I think it's cool. I'm going to finish the episode here, and then tomorrow we'll do what I've said. But thank you very much for watching. My name's James, and I'll see you all tomorrow.